Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shabbat Shalom. All right, this is your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, coming with another lesson through the Spirit, and Lord willing, this be edifying to the Lord's elect. All right, and before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Yahawashi. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, of whom I've grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, slave bringing the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's going to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, as remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth, you Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations. But your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. I want to say peace and blessings to you all, Barakatham. All right. And, this is a particular video that I have that I've been sitting on this video for, I want to say about a couple weeks now, a week and a half perhaps. And, just wanted to find the right time to jump into this video. You know what I'm saying? The the lady that you're looking at before you, as you'll see, she's got a question for you brothers out there, you know what I'm saying? Of course I'm going to be very facetious with this, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to have a bit of fun, you know what I'm saying? Because as you'll see, you brothers out there, as you'll see, at first glance, you know what I'm saying, I was very pissed off, you know what I'm saying, of course. But after sitting on it for a little while, you know what I'm saying, I'm able to, dive into this subject matter with a lot more calmer, a much more calmer demeanor, you know what I'm saying, just being fair and balanced with this thing, you know what I'm saying? But without further ado, you know what I'm saying, I just want to let you listen to what she's got to say. All right?
I have a question. What is going on with the men in 2025? I'm a 30-something single woman here in America, and every time I step out on the scene to simply enjoy the soft era that I've afforded myself, it seems like guys just ain't guying right now. What's going on? I mean, y'all are not being friendly, chivalrous, cordial, or even kind. So I have a serious question. Do y'all just not like women anymore? Y'all don't even approach women anymore? Y'all don't attach manhood to being a protector and a provider anymore? Like, I'm really confused. Y'all are misrepresenting y'all mamas in the worst way. Like, who raised you? It seems to be a growing epidemic in the lives of single women that I know everywhere. I mean, between the 50-50 convos, the balloon pop games, the social media arguments, the podcasts, the music, the cheating culture. I mean, do I really need to go on? I just need to know from the single men over 30, does love even matter anymore? And don't tell me it's because the women only want the money. Because women are making their own money these days. At this point in time, let's consider the facts. And stop saying women got their own money now and don't need you. Women want some of the most basic things that you can offer, most of which are priceless. For most of the women that I know, love don't cost a thing. Respect is the definition of high value, mental health is wealth, and loyalty is free. Not to mention, did anybody teach you that two heads were better than one? Two incomes are better than none? Two parents trying to raise a family? Two people trying to build a home? I mean, from the bottom of my heart, where is the love? To the men, I really want to hear from you. We need answers.
All right. So I'm gonna start this off with getting the one statement that she just made, right? And I'm gonna get into the scriptures here, right? Because there's actually a good point to be made with that. All right, where she said two are better than one, two incomes are better than none. I think that's what she said. But I'm going to get this in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 9. All right. And it reads, two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. You see what I'm saying? Because they have a good reward for their labor. Now, of course, you have this lady, you know what I'm saying, this lovely lady who seems to be very attractive, you know what I'm saying? Of course, you know what I'm saying, you look at the hair is most likely not hers. You look at the lace fronts are not real. You look at the necklace is most likely purchased off Shein or Temu, perhaps. You look at her face, you know what I'm saying, she's most likely caked up with at least 4 layers of makeup. All right, but all things considered, she's somewhat of an attractive lady, right? But when you have this question, which is not really a question, it's more so of a disingenuous statement that's masked as a question. You know, when you look at the hubris that's oozing off of her in this video. All right, let's look up the word for hubris real quick. All right, hubris. The definition for hubris is overbearing pride or presumption, arrogance, excessive pride, presumption, or arrogance. Okay, so that's pretty much what it is. Excessive pride, arrogance. All right, that's overbearing, man. All right, I don't need to know this lady to know that she would not make for a proper wife. I don't know this lady, and I don't need to know her. All right, you brothers out there, you already see what it is. You know what I'm saying? When if you're not one of these simps out here, you know what I'm saying, who worship the woman and so on and so forth. All right, you can clearly see through this mask. All right, this hubris that hides behind a smile. All right, but to answer your question, lady, pretty much, and to all you other women out there who may be stuck in a conundrum where you're thinking, hey, men aren't approaching anymore, men aren't trying anymore, men don't do this, don't do that. You see what I'm saying? All right, it's just as Dave Chappelle said many years ago. He said, chivalry is dead and women killed it. Right? Chivalry is dead and women killed it. You see what I'm saying? Now, to a woman who is entitled, a woman who doesn't have the ability to self-reflect, you know what I'm saying, who doesn't have the proper insight, you know, she's going to take that statement and she's going to project it. She's going to dodge accountability, as we call it. You see what I'm saying? But yes, chivalry is dead and women have killed it. All right, men are not approaching anymore in this post Me Too era. In this era of I'm strong and independent, I don't need a man, as she just mentioned. She just mentioned that women are making their own money. All right, that they don't need men. You see what I'm saying? That's all a part of the shall I say, the climate that we're in. All right, that's a part of the climate that we're in. Esau has put you in this position, either you want to admit that or not. All right, let me get this precept real quick. And ultimately, I'm gonna correct myself. Ultimately, this is the Most High who put you in this position. You see what I'm saying? And I'm going to show you that it's not for your good, as you may think it is. All right? Let's go to Jeremiah. Let's see. Yep. This is Jeremiah chapter 31. Come. Jeremiah 31 and verse 22. It reads, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing. The Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. It says, a woman shall compass a man. All right, a woman shall compass a man. And that's exactly what you see all around you. A woman has compassed a man. Okay? Now, has it been to your benefit? As we can see what's going on in the quote-unquote black community, has it been to your benefit? Has it been to the benefit of the family? Has it been to the benefit of your children? You see what I'm saying? Has it been to the benefit? All right, if you be very honest with yourselves, you all know the answer to that. You know the answer to that. All right, where a woman leads the household, where a woman is given these lofty positions, and they're able to be judges, and they're able to be lawyers, and they're able to be nurses and doctors, and so on and so forth, and make all this money. You know what I'm saying? I know in my own experience. All right. You know what I'm saying? When you have a woman who chases her career and puts off marriage and puts off relationship and puts off family, you know what I'm saying? And she finally gets her career, and she has she's making all the money that she's ever wanted to make. And yet she's the most lonely. She's the least fulfilled. She's the most vulnerable. And then it comes to the point where in this upper age that she may find herself in, she realizes that she was led down this wrong path. She was led down the wrong path, man, where there's no men. All right, no men, no one around to protect her, no one around to care for her, no one around. You see what I'm saying? Let me get this in Micah. This is Micah chapter 7 and verse 10. It says, then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy God? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire in the streets. See what I'm saying? As we can all see, the economy is falling apart. This empire that we've been exposed to, that we've lived in our whole lives, this thing is falling apart now. All right? Everywhere you see on TikTok, women are jumping on the screens and they're talking about it's hard to live, it's hard to pay bills, it's hard to do this, what about my kids, this and that. You see what I'm saying? This one divorced her husband because she wanted to have a free life, and then months later, down the line, she's back on the internet again, complaining about how she's lonely, complaining about I should have never divorced my husband. You see what I'm saying? Talking about oh, my husband moved on. He's got another woman. He's remarrying. How could he do this? How can he do that? So on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? All right. It has not benefited you women. It's not benefited you women, and you know this. You see what I'm saying? So I wanted to do something a little different with this lesson. As I said, I was sitting on this video for quite some time. And I wanted to showcase this one book that I have. And I'm going to show it to you real quick. All right, this is the book that I'm going to be reading from. It's called Reclaiming the Black Feminine. All right. And we say so-called black around here because, of course, that was a name or, a title that's been placed on the Israelites of the Southern Kingdom, you know what I'm saying, by these Edomites. All right. And that word black has every meaning that's negative. All right. We don't call ourselves black. Those that are unlearned, they call themselves by that color. All right. That's why they called themselves white in 1681. All right. So let's go into this book called Reclaiming the Black Feminine, The Lies of Feminism and the Road to Recovery by Kendra Davis. All right. You may know this YouTube channel called The Crimson Cure. All right. The Crimson Cure. Let me see if I can show you that real quick. Bear with me. All right. This would actually be Kendra Davis's channel. Her channel name is The Crimson Cure. So you go ahead, you can subscribe. You know what I'm saying? She makes excellent videos. All right. And I'm going to read this book of hers. As you can see right there, it's also in her shop. But let's go back to it. Bear with me. All right. So just a little bit from the book here. I'm going to read this from page 152. All right. Second paragraph. And it reads, even though I feel strongly that inner beauty is more enduring and more important than outer beauty, which fades, outer beauty shouldn't be neglected or forgotten. All right? Outer beauty shouldn't be neglected or forgotten. We should be absolutely gorgeous on the outside as well. That beauty may differ from one woman to the next, but we should attempt to be stunning as often as possible. This means maintaining good health, including our weight, eating habits, our hair, nails, skin, teeth, etc. We should be paying attention to our exterior selves, as that is the first thing anyone sees, and many judgments, both favorable and not, are made simply upon physical characteristics. We should make every effort to be clean, hygienic. Our bodies should always smell and be fresh, clean, and inviting. Our homes and other environments that we influence must also be clean, fresh, and inviting. This process is part of the beauty we have and we are able to share with everyone else. Women are prized for having and exuding a beautiful, gentle, and kind demeanor. So we should allow this aspect of our power to benefit us to its highest degree. Last but certainly not least, on our list of feminine power is our sexuality. When used purposefully, tastefully, and righteously, our sexuality is potent, intoxicating, and highly influential. We can change the mood of a room and the minds of men with only the promise of our intimate attention, if we've got it like that. Our sexuality can be as loud as the roar of a lioness in the plains, or as subtle as the scent of magnolia wafting in the summer breeze. It can bring a nation to its knees when used irresponsibly, or it can help lift that same nation to great heights if the women have virtue. When paired with these other wonderful feminine traits, our sexuality really does empower us. It makes us human beings with sexual needs and desires, instead of objects here to serve the needs and desires of others and nothing more. When we have our femininity intact, our sexuality ceases being taboo and a thing to be shunned. On the other hand, it doesn't become a thing to be celebrated either, but simply something that is. Events such as the infamous slut walk appear to be intended to remove the taboo from women's sexuality, but because it ignores femininity as a whole, the event only serves to make a mockery of women. So, just to give you a quick answer to your question, ma'am, the reason men don't approach women anymore is because they don't have femininity anymore. You women have lost that. You women have lost your femininity. You have lost what it means to actually be a woman. You see what I'm saying? You've taken on this pseudo role of being masculine. All right? And those that are masculine by nature do not look for masculine that is portrayed. You see what I'm saying? They look for femininity. They don't look for masculinity. And that's the thing that women today, specifically you so-called black women, all right? You have lost that, all right? You have lost the ability to be feminine, to be soft, to be cordial, all right? To be to be demure, to be peaceful, kind, soft, sweet. You see what I'm saying? You lost all these things, man. All right? Now these traits can still be found amongst the northern tribes. You know what I'm saying? Although the more they follow the women of the southern tribes, because of course the kingdom, the tribe of Judah is the head tribe, and that tribe affects all the other tribes. You see what I'm saying? So the more they continue to follow Keisha in her footsteps, they continue to fall down the same path. You see what I'm saying? But like I said, those traits can still be found in the northern kingdom. All right? So let's go to the scriptures. All right, let's get this in the book of Sirach. Sirach chapter 26, and let's start at verse 13. It says, "The grace of a wife delighteth her husband, and her discretion will fatten his bones. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing much worth as a mind well instructed. A shamefaced and fearful woman is a double grace, and her continent mind cannot be valued. As the sun when it ariseth in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife in the ordering of her house. As the clear light is upon the holy candlestick, so is the beauty of the face in ripe age. As the golden pillars are upon the sockets of silver, so are the fair feet with a constant heart." All right. Let me get that in the GNT. Okay, to drive this thing home. It says, "A gracious wife is her husband's delight. Her abilities make him a stronger man. Her abilities make him a stronger man." When you see the so-called black woman today, just being real with it. You see what I'm saying? When you see the so-called black woman today, you women be honest with yourselves. Is her abilities, the things that she's utilizing, all right, is it making the man better, stronger, or is it making him weaker? Look at how they're treating their sons. You see? Look at how they're treating the men in their lives. Look at how they're raising their daughters. You see what I'm saying? And this has been a problem. So when you ask this question, it's lacking introspection. You see what I'm saying? It's lacking insight. It's lacking the ability to look inward when you ask a question like this in the way that you ask it. You see what I'm saying? Because you're not asking the question. You're simply exerting your own thoughts, all right, and your own perspectives instead of getting the perspectives of the other side. You see what I'm saying? This is why, you have many individuals like such as Shahrazad Ali, who came out and said, "Hey, man, most women tend to not age mentally past the age of 14. They tend not to mature past the age of 14 mentally." You see what I'm saying? Why is that? It's because they've been given this position where they can be You know what I'm saying? They can be entitled. All right. As a matter of fact, let me see here. Let's read this. Let's read this here in page. Let's see. Page 154. All right. Let's read this here in page 154. Second paragraph of the same book, Reclaiming the Black Feminine, the Lies of Feminism and the Road to Recovery. All right. Page 154, second paragraph, it reads, another thing to understand about our feminine power is our emotional and spiritual maturity. We cannot experience the true essence of our power if we refuse to grow up. It may come as a shock, but because we have been taught the wrong information via feminism, we just can't seem to gain the maturity we need to become better women overall. In many respects, women behave somewhat like children. Without any standard, along with a structure that enforces a standard of behavior, women will act impulsively and according to their emotions. This is why a boy that is raised by a woman, specifically so-called black women, they become what? They become full of emotions. You see what I'm saying? But that's a deadly mixture. Because when you have a young man who's been raised in his emotions, raised to operate in his emotions and dwell within his emotions, what happens when the testosterone comes into him? What happens when he becomes full of testosterone? He becomes full of strength and his body is growing. But his mind is the mind of a woman. You see what I'm saying? That's what you have, what we call as YNs, these young niggas today. You see what I'm saying? Where they fly off at the drop of a dime, bam, and I'm gonna get a gun and I'm gonna take you out. You see what I'm saying? Because they can't process their emotions. Women cannot raise sons to be men. Only a man can raise a son to be a man. You see what I'm saying? Let me read that again. It says, without any standard along with a structure that enforces a standard of behavior, women will act impulsively and according to their emotions. See? Continues. It says, the initial reaction to a statement like that is for any adult woman to balk heavily at such a preposterous idea. There's no way that women as a collective and blanket statement act in any way like children. However, after you go through your initial outrage, think about how true it is. The only reason we dislike the assertion is because we associate, quote unquote, acting like a child with emotional immaturity, which is exactly my point. Many women are emotionally immature because we've been taught that our wants, our needs, desires, and requests need to be honored at nearly all costs. We've even been taught that when we don't get our way, we can throw our own unique version of a tantrum and somehow someone will give us what we want. As little girls, we're taught we can hit boys and not expect any retaliation. We can cry and be catered and coddled, and all manner of things that produce not only an immature woman, but a spoiled child in an adult's body. You see? Continues on, it says, if we continue to be told by family, by friends, and society that because we are women, we should be treated more special or more delicately, then we can develop a sense of entitlement based on gender. And that's where emotional growth tends to stop. If there's no cultural requirement for women to grow up or be held to the same standard of accountability as everyone else, there is no need or reason for her to do so. This immaturity is the same as a spoiled child who is never effectively corrected. As long as the child continues to ultimately receive what they want, even if they are acting out, there is no incentive for the child to amend their behavior. Okay? So this is the reason why men have stopped approaching you women. The reason why is because you lack accountability, you lack the maturity of an adult. And that's the real tough truth about it. That's the real greasy, man. And you gotta take that. You gotta take that, you gotta swallow it, and you gotta make the changes that you need to. You see what I'm saying? Because remember, judgment is coming. And 2/3 of Israel are going to be destroyed, man. And the majority of the 2/3 are women. Let me get this here. This is 1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 6. It reads, "But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth." When you're taught that you can go and you can have your own OnlyFans, you can do this, you can twerk, in the middle of the highway, you can go and do this and do that and be promiscuous, man. All right, you're living in pleasure. Guess what? You're dead already. You're dead already. You see what I'm saying? The scriptures say that let me get that. That's a good one to end this off with. Let's go to Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 10. It reads, "Who can find a virtuous woman? Her price is far above rubies. For her price is far above rubies." Let me NLT that thing, man. As the beloved elder Yahawah likes to say, time to NLT that thing. Let's go to Proverbs 31 real quick. This is Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 10 in the NLT. It says, "Who can find a virtuous and capable wife? She is more precious than rubies." All right. So that's pretty much it, man. You know what I'm saying? Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi for laying the spirit upon me to do this lesson. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been sitting on this for about a week now. You know what I'm saying? And the spirit jumped on me now to tackle this thing. You know what I'm saying? So take heed, you women out there, man. Take heed. If you're sitting here saying, I'm strong and I'm independent, you know what I'm saying? I make my own money. I can do this. I can do that. You know what I'm saying? Who gonna check me, boo? All right. All that shit is about to come down. It's about to come to an end. You see what I'm saying? All that's about to come to an end, man. And the Lord is going to bring all of that right side up. All right. As we gotten earlier in the book of Jeremiah, all right, it was the Lord who put it upside down and allowed you women through Esau Edom's system to be put above men. You see what I'm saying? But guess what? Guess what? The Lord is about to turn it right side up. No longer upside down, man. It's going to be the true equalizer. All right. And that is Jacob's trouble. So I'm going to cut that there. I pray this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. This has been your brother, Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Yahawadah. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, of whom I've grown in this truth under. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.